Okay, here we go. Where it began, I can't begin to know it. But then I know that it's growing strong. Was in the spring. Spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd all come along? Hands, yes, I'm touching hands. I'm reaching out, say I am now. Touching me, touching ye, sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined, say I have, to believe they never would, but I look at the night, and it don't seem so lonely. We fill it up with about 1,332. And when I hurt, hurting runs off my shoulders. How can I hurt when I'm here with you? No way. Touching me, touching ye, sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Oh, no. Okay, coming up on the last verse. I need you now. Are you with me or not? Take a deep breath. Here we go. Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Sweet
Dr. Kibby, y'all.
Hands, I'm touching hands. I'm reaching out, and I'm touching ye, touching ye, sweet Caroline. Good times never seem so good. So good, so good, so good. I've been inclined to believe they never would. Last chorus. Sweet Caroline. Oh, yes. Thank you. No.
Whoa! Hey, Chuck, hang on a second,
Oh,
Chuck.
my gosh.
Are you sure it's over?
Dr. Kibby, Richard Kibby. Come over here.
Hey, hang on a second, Chuck. We've only got one more song left before the end of the show, and I need to get some guys headed this way, remember?
Yeah.
Is Joe Quattlebaum in the audience? Anybody seen Joe tonight? And Joe Hendrick, if you're here. Andy Chase, Kim Lowe, Amy Kaufman, Larry. Everybody's been in the show before. Steve Hathaway, make your way backstage. We want you all to come up to sing with us on the last song. Now, Chuck, talk about Dr. Kibby.
Real quick, I just want to say, I got to say two things before I need to talk to Dr. Kibby for just a second. Well, not that way, but anyway. Real quick, one more round of applause. I know you guys have applauded for a minute. The sound company, Joe and Nathan and all the sound guys, for all of us knuckleheads up here, they've done a fantastic job. It's just, thank you guys so much. And for all of the musicians and everything like that, we just want to say thank you so much for coming and giving and everything. But we want to remind you that there will be people with blue bags that stop it. And for your donation, if you came on a free ticket or if you didn't, or if you want to give a little more because you've loved the night, we're hoping to make this not just Fogelberg, Friends of Fogelberg 7. We hope it's Friends of Fogelberg 99 to 100. We just want this thing to go on. And if you've got a little extra change or something, throw it in as you leave, and that would be great. We'd appreciate that. Now, where is Dr. Kibby out in the middle there?
Yeah.
You know, to say he's touched our lives. And he's touched a lot of our lives up here. And, but you know, Richard, I want to say, you know what, buddy? Neil Diamond ain't got nothing on you, Bobby. He's like blossoming into this whole thing going on and everything. We love you more than life itself, but we have a little surprise for you. And there's a couple of people that we want to bring out to say a word for you. I love you, you know that, and everybody up here. But I want to introduce to you Mr. Bill Britton and Virgil Payne up here. They have a little something I want to say to you.
Thank you. Hide that, will you? You know, once he gets the microphone, you're not going to get it back from him. You know, Doctor, we do have a big surprise for you tonight, but there's just one thing that I wanted to clear up, and it's on behalf of everyone who has had surgery from you, including myself. And our question is this: is it the anesthetic, or did we really see you slide into the surgery room wearing that shirt, singing Cracklin' Rosie? You know, it's a big secret, but we're going to honor you tonight. But before we talk about you all the time, I want to recognize your lovely wife, Susan Kibby. Here she is right here. Now they say that behind every great man, there's a very wise woman. In your case, it's a woman ahead of you, not behind you. Now, Susan is very successful in her own right in the fashion industry. Susan, is he not the spitting image of Neil Diamond, except maybe he could work on the comb over a little bit more? So, there's one thing that's been nagging at me. When in the marriage, I hope this isn't too personal. When in the marriage did you discover that your husband started wearing another man's clothes. All right, now let me get a little bit more serious here. None of us would be here this evening if it weren't for one man. And that man is Joe Ed Kaufman. You know, Joe Ed had the vision of Friends of Fogelberg. He's nurtured it, he's grown it, and it's flourished. And we just appreciate so much what you've done. And then, let's talk about this. Have you ever seen more talent in one place at one time in your life than these? Joe Ed and the musicians tonight, thank you for another night we'll never forget. Now, finally, to Dr. Kibby. Doctor, we're here to honor you tonight for the incredible contributions that you made year in and year out to Friends of Fogelberg. But more importantly, for all the prostate cancer survivors that you have created and nurtured. Your compassion and your care go way, way beyond the pale. Now I'd like to turn the mic over to your wonderful friend of 30 years and your partner, Dr. Virgil Pape.
Thank you very much. Boy, hasn't this been the greatest thing. These guys are so good. They were so good last year, but they're really good this year. And, you know, Joe Ed, Richard is big in Wolfland, but I'm big in Freona. And, there are several things I thought you guys really ought to know about Richard. He came from a really small town, Arcadia, Florida. And there was a population was 5,000. He played in the band and tried to play football. He was known there as Tiger Kibberly. And Tiger moved on to from there to Wake Forest, where he went to college. He came with a slide rule on his belt, and he left with a slide rule on his belt. Then he moved to Alabama to go to medical school. He was very successful there. He learned the Alabama International Greeting, Roll Tide. But he must have done something right somewhere because he got a prestigious internship at Parkland in the straight surgery program. He learned also there on the first day when he was on the orthopedic service, and he asked the orthopedic doctors, could I please go buy an ophthalmoscope? And the bone doctor said, aren't you a straight surgery intern? And he said, yes. They said, you don't need an ophthalmoscope. From there, he spent five lovely years with our father figure, Dr. Peters, who taught Richard two things, integrity and honesty. And he is the epitome of those things. And I'm so proud of him, and I'm so proud of what he does, and he has such passion for this, and he has such compassion for his patients. He knows when to listen, and he knows when to give advice. He overall is just the best friend I've ever had over the last 45 years, really. And he is actually the brother I never had. So. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Dr. Kibby, this beautiful Fender Squire, which of course is perfect for you, a squire. This is signed by all the musicians that have taken part in this show.
He asked me a while ago whenever somebody mentioned the guitar. He said, "Did I sign that guitar?" He said, "I don't remember signing the guitar."
I'm 70, I don't remember.
And Doctor, we want you to put this guitar on when you want to let all of these wonderful spirits lift you up the way that you have lifted up so many lives. And if you start playing it, we're all bailing off of the stage.
It's really nice being at your own funeral.
Richard, we already got a guitar teacher for you, right there, Jackie Anderson. Yeah. I see you're halfway there because you're holding it pretty good.
You know, Dan Fogelberg liked to close a lot of his songs with this song right here. It's called "There's a Place in the World for a Gambler." It's got 3 verses in it. It's easy to follow. Y'all follow with us. We love you, Dr. Kibby. There's a place in the world for a gambler. There's a burden that only he can bear. There's a place in the world for a gambler, and he sees. And he sees, oh yes he sees, and he sees, oh yes he sees. There's a song in the heart of a woman that only the truest of loves can release. There's a song in the heart of a woman set free, set it There's a calm at the eye of every storm. There's a light in the depths of your darkness. Let it shine. Let it shine. Oh, 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 let it shine. Okay, we want y'all to sing it now. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. Little louder. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. Ah, come on. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. A little louder now. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. Okay, take the roof off of the plane. Let it shine. Oh, let it shine. 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 Let it shine. We'll see you guys next year. We love you, Dr. Kibby. Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next year.